Dear students, today I am asking the same question. Why dogs will sport to dogs only? ಏನ್ ಸರ್ ಪ್ರತಿ ದಿವಸ ಬರ್ತೀರಾ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ಇದೇ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಕೇಳ್ತಿರಲ್ಲ. ನಾಯಿ ಮರಿ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರೆ ಬೆಕ್ಕಿನ ಮರಿ ಹಾಕ್ತದ ನಮಗೆಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ವಾ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನೀವು ಕೇಳಬಹುದು. ಆದ್ರೆ ಇಡೀ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಬಯಾಲಜಿ ಇಡೀ ಜೀವ ಜಗತ್ತು ಇರೋದೇ ಈ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಮೇಲೆ. ನಾಯಿ ಮರಿ ಹಾಕ್ತದಂದ್ರೆ ಹೇಗೆ ಹಾಕ್ತದೆ ಇದು? ಇದರ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಇದು ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಮಿಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ, ಯಾವ ಬಯೋಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ ಇಂದ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಮಿಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ? ನೀವು ನೋಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ? ನಾಯಿ ನೋಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ? ನಾಯಿ ಮರಿ ದಿ ಡಾಗ್ಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಮಿಟ್ ದ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಟು ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಪಾಪಿ, ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಯಂಗ್ ಒನ್ಸ್. ಹೇಗೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇದೆ ಇದು? ಸೊ ಈ ನಾಯಿ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ, ತನ್ನ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ತನ್ನ ಮರಿಗೆ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಮಿಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. ಇದ್ರ ಮುಖ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಮೂತಿ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಕಾಲಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಉಗುರಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಬಾಲ ಕೂಡ ಡೊಂಕಿ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಹೇಗೆ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಮಿಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ? ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಬಯೋಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸಿಬಲ್. ನಿಮ್ಗೆಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ, DNA ತನ್ನ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ನು ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ ಇಂದ ಆಫ್ಸ್ಪ್ರಿಂಗ್ಗೆ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಮಿಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಹೇಗೆ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಮಿಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ? DNA is having the self-replication ability. The DNA produces the exact copies of itself. That is called DNA replication. DNA replication. So the ability of the DNA to produce the exact copies of itself is called DNA replication, or it's also called DNA duplication. When DNA contains information, it expresses the character in living organism. All such character, the similar character or the same character is transmitted to progeny. When it is having the self-replication ability or duplication ability, the dogs gives birth to dogs only. It transmits the exact copies through its DNA. Each and every cell contains DNA in the form of chromatin network or chromosome. It transmits all of its character to its progeny, its young one. So the dogs gives birth to dogs only, not cat, not buffalo. Okay? So that is called the replication. The replication ability of the DNA that produces the exact copies of itself. That means during DNA replication, it produces the identical copy, the exact copy. It replicates, it duplicates, and produces its identical copy. So the dog transmits its character to progeny. Each and every individual transmits its character to progeny because of the ability of the DNA to produce the exact copies of itself. How it expresses the character? ಬಾಲ ಹೇಗೆ ಡೊಂಕಾಗ್ತದೆ? ನಾಯಿ ಅಮ್ಮನ ಬಾಲನೂ ಡೊಂಕಾಗ್ತದೆ, ಮರಿ ಬಾಲನೂ ಡೊಂಕಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಹೇಗೆ ಡೊಂಕಾಗ್ತದೆ? ದಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್. ದ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಇಸ್ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ DNA. It expresses in the form of transcription. Transcription that produces the mRNA, the messenger RNA. It transmits its character to messenger RNA in the process of transcription. So the DNA sends the message to produce such a character to mRNA, the messenger RNA. The process is called transcription. How it expressed in the form of protein, in the form of structure. So there is a translation. The mRNA translates its language in the form of structure, in the form of characteristic feature of living organism. So that is the production of protein. The expression of character in the form of production of protein. That is called translation. It translates the information. That is called the translation in the process of protein synthesis. So in the cell we can see the nucleus. Inside the nucleus, the chromatin network is present. As I told you, the chromatin network that contains a lightly stained, diffused area. The lightly stained, diffused area, which is transcriptionally very active area. This thin, lightly stained, loosely arranged area is called euchromatin. So it transcribes the information and also translates the active area of transcription. It is the active area of transcription. That is the euchromatin. It expresses the character and it is expressing the character. But some region of the chromatin network is darkly stained, highly condensed region, and darkly stained area. That is called heterochromatin. and heterochromatin. All characters are not expressed at the same time. When you become a male becomes puberty, the male human being become puberty, he develops a mustache. The development of mustache. ಮೀಸೆ ಹುಟ್ಟಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಬೆಳೀತದ? ಇಲ್ಲ. ಮೀಸೆ ಬೆಳೆಯೋದು ಒಂದು ಪ್ಯೂಬರ್ಟಿಗೆ ಬಂದಾಗ, ಸೆಕ್ಷುವಲ್ ಮ್ಯಾಚುರಿಟಿಗೆ ಬಂದಾಗ ಬೆಳೀತದೆ. ಆ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಸ್ಡ್ ಏರಿಯಾ, that is euchromatin, that transcription area, translation that get translated into protein. But heterochromatin, some of the character is hidden, that expresses in a particular lifetime, particular life stages, or particular environmental condition. So that is not expressed. The unexpressed, the untranscribed area, darkly stained, highly condensed area, that is called heterochromatin. So this is the central dogma of molecular biology. This is the central dogma of molecular biology. Central dogma of molecular biology. The whole living world present on this basis, that exists on this basis only. So that means the dogs use word to dog. Dog expresses its character. Dogs use word to dog. Dog expresses its character. That transmits the character to progeny or expresses the character. That means the DNA is having self-replication ability. Each and every individual, each and every organism produces the impulse of their own kind that propagates its life by producing the progeny, by producing young ones. It transmits the exact character to progeny by self-replication ability of the DNA. Only the DNA is a molecule in the living organism is having the capacity to replicate, to produce the exact copies of itself. But no other biomolecule produces itself. All structure, all functions are produced or carried out as the direction comes from DNA. DNA produces all such proteins, all such information, all such structures, carry out all such functions, but it is having the self-replication ability. It produces the exact copies of itself. It transmits. So there is a DNA replication. All living organisms propagated and existed on this world because of the ability of the DNA to produce exact copies of itself. There is a DNA replication. All organism expresses the character, the height, color, structures, functions, all morphological, anatomical, or maybe physiological functions are carried out by the expression of DNA. It contains a lot of information that transcribed in the form of messenger RNA, translated in the form of protein. This is a central dogma of molecular biology. All living organisms exist because of these two important processes. One is replication of DNA and another one is the transcription and translation, the production of protein. Okay, but how to conclude the DNA as a genetic material? DNA as a genetic material. Consider the chromosome or maybe chromatin network. We can see different things. As I told in the last video, that is the chromatin network is in the form of a bead on a string configuration. Bead on a string configuration. You can see the nucleosomes. The nucleosomes is wrapped with the DNA molecule, and that gives the bead on a string configuration. So this each bead-like structure is called a nucleosome. Nucleosome is a histone protein. It is a histone octamer. The protein is present, the nucleic acid is present, DNA is present. We can also see RNAs. RNA, DNA, protein, all these molecules are present in the nucleus. Which molecule controls the characteristic feature in living organism? Which is responsible? Which biomolecule is responsible for expression of character and transmission of character? Really a DNA? It may be a protein also. The protein also present in the nucleosome, in the chromatin network, in the chromosome. Maybe protein may be the genetic material that is responsible for transmission of character. That may be the genetic material. Lot of dilemma in the scientists. They discovered which is the genetic material. They try to discover which one is the genetic material, which one is the genetic material, and how it expresses the character. Is it really a DNA, a protein, or some other biomolecule is involved? in the expression of character or transmission of character? Which molecule exactly acts as a genetic material? Number of scientists worked for the same to discover which one is the genetic material, which one is the exact genetic material. In 1928, the scientist called F. Griffith did an experiment on Streptococcus pneumoniae. Streptococcus pneumoniae. A pneumonia causing bacteria, but in the culture plate of this bacteria, he observed that when he was doing experiments in the laboratory, he found that some of the bacteria, Streptococcus pneumoniae, forms the round spherical colonies. When they are growing, that produces the round colonies. He named this as S strains of bacteria. But some colonies develop the irregular boundaries, the rough appearance. He named it as R strain of bacteria. In his experiment, he injected R strains of bacteria. R strains were injected to mice live. Mice were not suffered from pneumonia. R strains are non-violent strain, non-pathogenic, unable to cause the disease on mice. He named this R as a non-violent strain. But when he was injected the S strains of bacteria were injected to mice. Mice died off because of pneumonia. S strains were able to cause a disease on the mice, and they suffered from pneumonia and died off. Mice died because of pneumonia. So S strains were considered as the violent strain or pathogenic strain that can able to cause the disease on mice. He tried to kill the bacteria by heating. Heat killed S strain. Heat killed S strains were injected to mice. They live because he killed all such bacteria in the process of heating that kills the cells, bacterial cells. There are no living bacteria. In the solution of heat killed S strains were injected into mice, they live because there is no division of bacteria. There is no such living bacteria. So, because there were no living bacteria, all bacteria died off. So, in the injection of heat killed S strain into mice, they live. But when he mixed the heat killed S strain and live R strains were unable to cause the disease, non-violent strain. Heat killed S strains were unable to kill the mice. When he mixed these two heat killed S stain and R stain and injected to mice. He found that they died because of pneumonia. One more thing, in the blood of dead mice, he found only S stains. So wonderful thing. He injected only the live R stain bacteria along with heat killed S stain. But R stain is a non-violent stain. A non-violent stain unable to cause a disease. But it is some that was suffered from disease. And died off. But in the blood of dead mouse, he found only S stain. What about R stain? Where it gone? He concluded that the R stain were transformed into S stain. A wonderful phenomenon. The bacterial transformation was proposed by this experiment. Something is there in the heat killed S stain. He concluded that some genetic material is present in the heat killed S stain that enters into the body of R stain. Incorporated into its genome and expresses its character. Converts this heat killed S stain into R stain. That convert the R stain into S stain. So, consider the morphological character of this S stain. It contains a polysaccharide coat. A mucilaginous sheath is present around this bacteria. A polysaccharide coat. So, it forms the smooth colony. But there are no such polysaccharide coat in R stain. R stains are very simple, without capsule, without polysaccharide coat. Because of that, it forms the rough colonies. So there is a morphological character. Consider the virulent character. R stains were non-virulent, S stains were virulent character. ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ ನಾನು ಈ ಎರಡು ಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಟೀರಿಯಾ ಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಪ್ಟೋಕೋಕಸ್ ನ್ಯೂಮೋನಿಯಾದ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಟೀರಿಯಲ್ ಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಪ್ಲೇಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದಿಷ್ಟು ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಟೀರಿಯಾಗಳು ಸ್ಮೂತ್ ಕಾಲನಿಯನ್ನು ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಪಾಲಿಸ್ಯಾಕರೈಡ್ ಕೋಟ್ ಇದೆ, ಒಂದು ಮ್ಯೂಸಿಲೇಜಿನಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪ್ಸೂಲ್ ಇದೆ, ಸ್ಮೂತ್ ಕಾಲನಿಯನ್ನು ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಒಂದಿಷ್ಟು ರಫ್ ಕಾಲನಿಯನ್ನ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಒಂದೇ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಟೀರಿಯಾ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಪ್ಟೋಕೋಕಸ್ ನ್ಯೂಮೋನಿಯಾ ಎರಡು ಸ್ಟೇಜ್, ಎರಡು ವೆರೈಟಿ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಎರಡು ಸ್ಟೇಜ್. ಯಾವಾಗ ಇನ್ನು ಆರ್ ಸ್ಟೇನ್ ಅನ್ನು ತಗೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಈ ರಫ್ ಕಾಲನಿ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡುವಂತ ಸ್ಟೇನ್ ಅನ್ನು ತಗೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಒಂದಿಷ್ಟು ಇಲಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಇಂಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಡಿಸೀಸ್ ಕಾಸ್ ಮಾಡುವಂತ ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟಿ ಇಲ್ಲ, ನ್ಯೂಮೋನಿಯಾ ಕಾಸ್ ಮಾಡುವಂತ ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟಿ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಇಲಿಗಳು ಜೀವಂತವಾಗಿರ್ತದೆ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಯಾವುದು ಈ ಸ್ಮೂತ್ ಕಾಲನಿಯನ್ನ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರ್ತಲ್ಲ ಎಸ್ ಸ್ಟೇನ್, ಆ ಎಸ್ ಸ್ಟೇನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಇಂಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಈ ಮೌಸ್ ಇಲಿಗಳಿಗೆ ನ್ಯೂಮೋನಿಯಾ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಡ್ತದೆ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಇಲಿಗಳು ಸತ್ತೋಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತದೆ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಡಿಸೀಸ್ ಕಾಸ್ ಮಾಡುವಂತ ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟಿ ಇದೆ. ಇದು ವೈರುಲೆಂಟ್ ಸ್ಟೇನ್, ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಡಿಸೀಸ್ ಕಾಸ್ ಮಾಡುವಂತ ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟಿ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಇದನ್ನ ಹೀಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಕಿಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಎಸ್ ಸ್ಟೇನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಕಿಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ. ಯಾವುದು ಜೀವಂತ ಇರುವಂತ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಟೀರಿಯಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಸಾಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಇಂಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ ಇಲಿಗಳಿಗೆ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಜೀವಂತ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಟೀರಿಯಾ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಹೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಎಲ್ಲವೂ ಜೀವಂತವಾಗಿ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಯಾವುದೇ ಮೌಸ್ ಕೂಡ, ಯಾವುದೇ ಇಲಿಗಳು ಕೂಡ ನ್ಯೂಮೋನಿಯಾದಿಂದ ಸಫರ್ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಎಲ್ಲದೂ ಜೀವಂತವಾಗಿರ್ತದೆ. ಹೀಟ್ಗೆ ಎಸ್ ಸ್ಟೇನ್ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರು ಕೂಡ ಸಾಯೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಆರ್ ಸ್ಟೇನ್ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರು ಕೂಡ ಸಾಯೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಇವೆರಡನ್ನು ಮಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಇಂಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನೋಡ್ತಾನೆ. ಎರಡನ್ನು ಮಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಇಂಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಇಲಿಗಳು ಸತ್ತೋಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತದೆ. ಆ ಸತ್ತಿರುವಂತ ಇಲಿಗಳ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಸ್ ಸ್ಟೇನಿನ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಟೀರಿಯಾ ಮಾತ್ರ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತದೆ. ಹೇಗಾಯ್ತು ಇದು? ಅವನು ಅಂದ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾನೆ ಆರ್ ಸ್ಟೇನ್ ಬದಲಾವಣೆ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಎಸ್ ಸ್ಟೇನ್ ಆಗಿ ಬದಲಾವಣೆ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಅದನ್ನ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಟೀರಿಯಲ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕರೀತಾನೆ. ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಜೆನೆಟಿಕ್ ಮಟೀರಿಯಲ್ ಇದೆ, ಆ ಜೆನೆಟಿಕ್ ಮಟೀರಿಯಲ್ ಆ ಸ್ಟೇನ್ ಎಸ್ ಸ್ಟೇನ್ ಆಗಿ ಕನ್ವರ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕನ್ಕ್ಲೂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫಾರ್ಮಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಲ್. ಏನಿಗೆ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಇತ್ತು ಜೆನೆಟಿಕ್ ಮಟೀರಿಯಲ್, ಈ ಕಾಲ್ ಇಟ್ ಆಸ್ ದ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫಾರ್ಮಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಲ್. transforming principle. Which is the transforming principle? It may be either protein or maybe nucleic acid. ಎರಡೂ ಇದೆ ಈ ಹೀಟ್ ಕೇರ್ಡ್ ಎಸ್ಟಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್ ಇದೆ, ಆರ್ಎನ್ಎ ಇದೆ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಕ್ ಆಸಿಡ್ ಇದೆ, ಡಿಎನ್ಎ ಕೂಡ ಇದೆ. ಯಾವ್ದು ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಡಿಎನ್ಎನೋ ಆರ್ಎನ್ಎನೋ ಅಥವಾ ಪ್ರೋಟೀನು ಯಾವುದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕನ್ಕ್ಲೂಡ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಸಮ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫಾರ್ಮಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಲ್ ಇಸ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಹೀಟ್ ಕೇರ್ಡ್ ಎಸ್ಟಿ that transforms the R stain into S stain. This come to the conclusion, the transforming principle. Later, in 1944, Oswald T. Avery and his colleagues did an experiment in vitro to confirm which one is the transforming principle. It may be RNA, DNA or maybe protein. Along with prior to the experiments of Oswald T. Avery, the MacLeod and McCarthy thought that the protein may be the genetic material or transforming principle that was responsible for bacterial transformation. But in the in vitro experiment of Oswald T. Avery, they extracted the substance from heat cured yeast. They extracted the substance from S strain bacteria. The extracted substance from S strain bacteria were used to observe the bacterial transformation in vitro in the laboratory in artificial culture media. R stains were transformed into S stains. How it is possible? The extracted substances were destroyed first by proteases. Proteases are the enzyme which destroy the protein, that breaks the amino acid chain and totally breaks the protein, destroys the protein. When proteases breaks the protein molecule, they observe continuous transformation from R stain to S stain. Then they destroy the extracted substance by using RNA destroying enzyme. This RNA destroying enzyme breaks the RNA molecule, totally destroys the RNA molecule. Again they observe the transformation process. R stain were transformed into S stain, but only when they use the DNA destroying enzyme. DNase is the enzyme which breaks the double helical structure of DNA, totally separates the nucleotide base sequence. It destroys the DNA, totally destroys the DNA present in the extracted substance. When they destroy the DNA in the extracted substance, they observed there were no such transformation. R stain remains as R stain. It were not converted into, these bacteria were not converted to S stain because they totally destroy the transforming principle, the DNA. DNA is a transforming principle that transforms the R stain into S stain, and they concluded the transforming principle is the DNA molecule, not protein. DNA is a genetic material that is responsible for expression of character in living organism and also transmission of character from parents to offspring. Yes, thank you. Thanks for the talk.